Hello YouTubers. Okay, update on the waste oil sawdust project. Okay, so a couple things I'll bring in here. This is One Arm Bandit show here, so bear with me on the camera. I had to cut the can down to be able to get it into my 8-inch hole there. You can see my 8-inch hole is a little bit flat, so I had to cut my can down. A couple of you guys asked me about the build on this. And so there's really nothing to tell, but I'm going to show you, walk you guys through it so you'll understand what's going on. Coffee can, cut down to go into your wood stove. I'll show you the bottom. With a hole in the center. Okay? So what you do is you can just put a piece of pipe in that hole and pack sawdust around it and then work that back and forth and pull it up out of there, and it'll leave that cavity and you can light that on fire. But if you bump it or knock it around, it can cave in on itself. And being that I'm moving it, sliding in and out of that hole, this is expanded metal or mesh or lath, what you put on brick or stone on the facade on a building, like on top of Durarock. You put that on, then you put your mortar, and then you put your stone, right? So I wrapped that around a piece of 3/4 inch copper pipe, made that and went around it 2 times and cut it to length and stuck it through that hole. There's nothing holding that hole. Once it got in there, I kind of expanded it out at the bottom, right? And then I see these guys trying to do these fake logs, these leaf logs and other kind of logs, and trying to get BTUs out of them. And sawdust is free, and you can get it, pick it up at shops for nothing. And waste vegetable oil, if you use a wick like that there, you have to strain it, right? You got to clean it up first. Well, if you put it in sawdust, you don't have to. You just can just moisten it. And I wanted to show you just kind of what. See, that's not really a wet mix at all. It's just moistened with it barely. And so that coffee can, once you put this through that hole there, cut that hole the size of that and make it pretty tight, and then expand it out at the bottom. Then you got to hold your coffee can up off the ground so it'll suck air, right? So this was kind of like, maybe I could light it from here, but these holes is so it can suck air up. And so what it does is when it starts burning, it burns out, right? And it will actually wick the oil and burn the oil. So if the wood has 6,000-7,000 BTUs in it, sawdust, then if you add 1 quart of oil to that, then that raises that BTU and that availability to raises it 30,000 BTUs to be 38,000 total, or 37,000 total BTU. So it's an easy way to raise it, and you don't have to strain it. And I don't know what kind of temperature this is going to raise my stove up to. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna try to light this One Arm Bandit style here. And so and a lot of people put dirt or sand on top of this to keep the top, because the surface area on top will catch on fire. But to avoid that surface area catching on fire, I just made that the size of that coffee can. Excuse me. Right? And then there that is. I'm gonna try to light this up, one arm here and everything. I'm gonna set it right there and see if I can light it, and then I'll push it back in there, and then we'll see what the temperature on the barrel gets from just this little. Well, that worked. Back out here and get a shot. Excuse my shakiness. So we'll see. I'm going to give that a couple minutes to see what that barrel gets that barrel temperature up to. Hopefully that's going to draw right there, draw up there good enough. Okay guys, so now you kind of understand how it's built. That's what I was doing the kerosene and the lamp fuel with. Let me pull that out. There's them wicks I just wired together. Alright. It's coming through that lid, and that lid is just bigger than that can. It just sets on top of it. You know, the problem with it is when that oil gets hot, it gets more combustible the hotter it gets sitting in that stove. So anyway guys, I'm gonna back up here. I'm trying to, oh yeah, look at that. Here we go. Oh, can you hear it? I'm gonna step up here. Stand up. I got the temperature gauge in my hand. 91 degrees. Shoot the top. It's only been going a couple minutes here. $93 degrees. So it's already up to about 100 degrees. We'll see what it gets up to. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. And I've also got a draft inducer that may even increase the draft here on this. So my other plate, I'm going to see what that does. And I'll come back and I will post what the barrel maintained and how long the burn time is. So there you, anyway, that's how it's built, and that's the update. Thanks for watching, guys.